Qu'ran here. He translated to English. But I want to tell you, there's if you type into your web browser Noble Qu'ran, you can get 3 English versions of the Qu'ran. There's Yusuf Ali, this one. You can get Pixel and Shakir, and you can study the Qu'ran for yourself. Yeah, okay. Anyway, what I'm about to read to you is Qu'ran 3:28 and also 16:106. If anyone's out there who's familiar with Investigate Islam on YouTube, but he pointed out that it really sounds like, if you read 3:28, it sounds like Muslims are not supposed to be your friend. Only in they can say you're their friend, but if they really mean it, that they're their friend, that they're the friend of unbelievers, then they're cut off from Allah. In other words, to say they're a friend of an infidel, they got to lie. So I'm going to read this scripture and see if that really means that to you, you know. So we'll find out this way, because you know, if it is, if a Muslim can lie, that's pretty creepy here. Yeah, it's kind of like something out of the movie They Live. I don't know if you're familiar with They Live, you know, where there was this thing that made so you couldn't see what they really looked like, the monsters. But anyway, I'm going to read this 3:28, and we'll take it apart, and maybe you can, as a Muslim, you can show in your comments how this doesn't mean a Muslim can lie to those they perceive as infidels. Okay? All right. So, Surah 3:28. Let not the believers, as the Muslims, take for friends or helpers unbelievers rather than believers. In other words, I would rather be a friend or helper, have a Muslim as a friend or helper, not you know, unbelievers. Okay. If any do that, I mean, if any Muslim does do that, you know, in nothing will there be help from Allah. In other words, you know, you'll be rejected. It sounds like Allah will reject you if you actually take Muslims, you take unbelievers as friends or helpers. Okay. All right. Okay. Except by way of precaution. Precaution? According to Investigate Islam, that means unless you're you know, trying to be careful here. Okay. All right. I guess, okay. That ye may guard yourselves from them. In other words, it sounds like if you're feeling cowardly as a Muslim around unbelievers, then you can say, you can take them as friends, or you can act like they're a friend, or so. Well, we'll see. Okay. All right. All right. But Allah cautions you to remember Himself. To remember Himself. For the final goal is to God, to Allah. I don't know. That sounds kind of. I don't know. It sounds kind of like to me that Allah is saying, only take them as friends if you really don't mean it. And, but don't get carried away in that you don't mean it. In other words, don't start believing that you're actually. In other words, don't believe your lie that you're actually the friend of an unbeliever. That's kind of like it sounds here. But anyway, if it doesn't sound like that to you, then show how that really doesn't mean it here. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to now go to. We'll now take apart Qu'ran, Surah 16, verse 106. Okay, I'll be back here.